Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I've got some huge news, and that's that the CCIV and Lucid Motors deal is near completion and basically done. Reuters confirmed that the deal is near completion at a $12 billion valuation, and that CCIV are currently seeking $1 billion worth of PIPE investors. Today I'll be analysing this article and telling you what this means for the CCIV stock. I'll also be giving you my stock price prediction and giving you some ideas as to what you should do now and after the merger. Should you buy more stock or should you sell off some? So stick around and let's make some money. So firstly, let's actually talk about what happened when the news was announced. You can see from the stock chart that over the last week, the CCIV stock price rose from around $31 and closed on Friday at around $40. This was really promising as it suggested that the merger was drawing ever and ever closer. On Tuesday we had the Reuters announcement that the deal was nearing a close, which sent the stock absolutely flying into the stratosphere, being halted for the first time around $45 and then again at around $54 and then halted to the downside at around $49.50, closing up around 32% on the day. The stock spent the rest of the day trading in this range and featured some absolutely catastrophically large buys. $41 million, $23 million, $10 million and many more. This was a result of the Reuters article and a Seeking Alpha article suggesting that the deal could be done by the end of this month. Although I think the deal could be done by the end of this week. Interestingly, the Lucid Motors valuation fell from around $15 billion to around $12 billion. If you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking that red button down below to benefit from in-depth analysis on new, up-and-coming stocks, regular news updates on fast-moving stocks, and expose-style videos to help save you time and grow your stock portfolio. Also, be sure to check out the link to my Patreon down in the description to become part of the team and discuss stocks before they start blowing up, like BNGO, SENS, CCIV, and more. You also get access to my stock portfolio, which is updated daily, weekly live streams, one-to-one access, and more. But for now, let's get back to the video. I think it's important to note just how close the CCIV and Lucid Motors deal is to being done. A screenshot from Bloomberg shows that Michael Klein from CCIV and Lucid Motors have agreed on the key terms of the deal. I can only assume that this means that they've agreed on the valuation, they've agreed on the PIPE, they've agreed on what percentage of the company is to be listed, and other things as well. It's also been noted in an interview with Michael Klein that he likes to formally announce and confirm a merger when 50% of the public float is held by institutional investors. This way he can basically guarantee that the merger vote will pass. As of Tuesday morning before those huge buys, around 42.5% of the public float was held by institutional investors. At the end of Tuesday, this had risen to about 45%, and therefore I think that the Lucid Motors CCIV deal could be done within the next few days, by the end of the week maybe. But what about the valuation? And should I sell my shares or buy more? When CCIV originally IPO'd, they raised about $2 billion. The Lucid Motors deal was originally going to be about a $15 billion deal, but this has since been downgraded to about a $12 billion deal. Maybe some of the financial figures inside Lucid changed, or maybe Michael just managed to bargain them down. This leaves the original CCIV shareholders, or us, with about a 16.67% ownership in Lucid Motors, so a huge dilution. Considering the market cap of CCIV is currently around $13.5 billion, if we divide this by 16.67%, that gives us a post-merger valuation for Lucid of around $84 billion. And that is if the stock price doesn't fall dramatically. Now, I've always told you guys that I want to be honest and transparent with you, and to be honest, I struggle to justify a valuation of $85 billion for Lucid Motors right now, for a company that currently manufactures 0 vehicles per year. Yes, Lucid is hoping to be manufacturing around 30,000 vehicles per year by the end of this year. They're also likely to be starting phase 2 of their facility expansion to rapidly increase those production numbers. But NIO is already manufacturing over 7,200 vehicles per month, so over 85,000 vehicles per year, but currently only has a market cap of around $93 billion. Remember that the CCIV stock price is likely to rise even higher on actual confirmation of the merger. My comment section reckons it could be between $60 and $90. So let's just assume $70. This means that the current stock price is going to increase from its current position by around 40%, up from $50 to $70. This would mean that the post-merger market cap of Lucid Motors wouldn't be $84 billion, it'd be over $120 billion, for a company that hasn't even delivered a single vehicle. Also remember that Lucid Motors is based in the US, and the US is not the largest EV market. That would be China, where NIO operates. If you want to pick up some shares in CCIV before the share price rockets past $60, then be sure to sign up to free trade using my link down below in the description to get a free share worth up to £200 when you invest a minimum of £1. Yep, that's right, you only have to invest £1 and you will get a free share worth up to £200. Also, be sure to check out my Patreon to get alerted on stocks like these before I make a video. Don't get me wrong, I know that in the future Lucid will command a market cap of $120 billion and a market cap of over $120 billion. And I also know that the CCIV share price factors in what Lucid can do in the future and not just what it's doing right now. But also remember that NIO's valuation has what the company can do in the future factored into its market cap as well, not just what the company is doing right now. And don't forget, even though NIO currently manufacture around 85,000 vehicles at the moment, they're well on their way to ramping up production to over 300,000 vehicles per year. You might remember from one of my other videos that I said Lucid could justify a valuation of around $34 to $70 billion, based on what Nikola Motors was once valued at. But Lucid is currently running at a valuation of around $85 billion already, which could potentially increase upwards of $120 billion post actual merger confirmation. Therefore, I personally think that it might be worth selling off all of your shares or selling off some of your shares on the actual merger announcement. There's nothing wrong with locking in profits, and there's nothing wrong with moving on to the next stock. The reason why I'm saying this is because I think the stock could fall when the merger actually happens, because I don't think that they can justify a valuation right now of over $120 billion. Obviously it depends on how much the shares are actually diluted though. So when the information is released on how much the shares are diluted and what the proposed valuation is, I'll be sure to let you know. There would also be nothing wrong with buying back into Lucid in the future after the merger happens if the stock price falls, especially if you believe in the long-term goals and the long-term targets of Lucid Motors. I personally believe that one day they could be similar to Tesla. They're both US based, they both have promising plans for the future, promising expansion plans, and they have their own niche. Especially if Lucid can focus on their charging stations and start deploying these all over the US, and start focusing on their batteries as well. This way Lucid will become more of a technology company rather than just a car selling company. This will put Lucid on the map so much more. In terms of my stock price prediction over the coming days for CCIV, on the announcement that the deal was nearing its close, the stock price jumped by about $15. I think we could see another $15 jump at least when the merger is actually confirmed, and therefore I expect a stock price of $70, maybe even higher. I know some people are expecting triple-digit stock prices, but I don't want to be too greedy. Be sure to let me know what your price targets are down in the comments below, and also let me know if there's any stocks you want me to look into and make videos on in the future. And as always guys, if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to check out some of my others. Alternatively, subscribe to the channel and ding the notification bell, because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers!